Okay, so I came up with this little mental exercise for a pilot project that I'd like to propose to my friend Elon. But basically I was thinking of a way to fix all the problems of modern living. I'm still working out some of the kinks, but I basically came up with this project, which would be constructing a button that everybody would be given. And what this button would do, it would allow you to basically... Hey folks, how's everybody doing? You may notice that some things are slightly different, so let me start at the beginning. The beginning is a very good place to start, especially for me and especially for the new purposes we have for this upcoming season of Reading with Robin. We conducted several polls, primarily in the region of Laval, the age group of 13 and a half to 75. It turned out that an overwhelming majority of individuals from this age group in the area of Laval found me extremely unrelatable and rather pretentious. We decided to do something about it because we really want to reach you, young and old Lavaliers, age groups 13 and a half to 75. Fun fact, lavalier microphones were actually invented in Laval. I'm wearing one right now. That's why they're called lavalier microphones. This is a tribute to you. So anyway, so what are the measures we took? I mean, you can kind of see it now. We decided that the table, both literally and symbolically, was a barrier getting in the way of a true and meaningful exchange between you and your host, Robin. So we decided to remove the barrier, literally and symbolically open the path for meaningful exchange, creating a safe space where you can feel welcome and also have no obstacles in the way of your pure entertainment, which is what I'm setting out to do. We also discussed the possibility of doing the show in French, but other polls that we conducted showed that 85% of the people in Laval, ages 13 and a half to 75, actually preferred English as a form of communication, which is quite shocking. The classic Reading with Robin blazer, it was a bit too hoity-toity for this demographic, as the poll showed, so we went for a more down-to-earth, friendly look. We also determined that having books in the foreground was a bit of a no-go. They were quite intimidating, and a lot of people didn't even know what these things were. Yeah, it was just too confusing, so we decided to get rid of them. There's no table to put them on, so we might, from time to time, pull a book out from someplace, and we'll start with very small books, maybe 2-page books that consist mostly of easy-to-understand illustrations. So without further ado, if memory is no kind of seeing into the past, how do we know at all that it is to be taken as referring to the past? We could then remember some incident and be in doubt whether in our memory image we have a picture of the past or of the future. We can of course say, I do not see the past, only a picture of the past. But how do I know it's a picture of the past unless this belongs to the essence of a memory image? Okay, so I came up with this little mental exercise for a pilot project that I'd like to propose to my friend Elon. But basically I was thinking of a way to fix all the problems of modern living. I'm still working out some of the kinks, but I basically came up with this project, which would be constructing a button that everybody would be given. And what this button would do, it would allow you to basically to kill yourself, but in a painless, seamless way. It'd be this super smooth transition. So you have this button. I'm still thinking what the form factor would be. If it'll be like a little pin or a little necklace, or if it'll be like embedded somewhere in your body, like a fingerprint scan, maybe a combination. So it has to be very, like maybe it could be both nipples, fingerprint, index finger, middle finger. So that's a bit more unorthodox, so you don't accidentally, well, maybe trying to sexually arouse yourself, kill yourself. And if it's easier for you to imagine just like a button that you would hold and press like you see in these movies all the time, oh, I have this thing to kill myself. But basically, what would that do to the human psyche? How much more courageous would we be? Of course, we could also be quite more corrupt and stupid too. Would you not then plunge into the unknown with more confidence, paradoxically, knowing that you could just end it all without pain? I think that having this button would be a great, great thing. There would be like some mechanism that would allow you to have the choice at least once in your life to kill somebody else through this button. Of course, I'd have to think of all the little loopholes. I mean, I think this would probably lead to a chain reaction that would just kill all people, and maybe that's, in the end, that's like the dream. What I wanted to say Is it strange that those who ascribe reality only to things and not to our ideas move about so unquestioningly in the world as idea and never long to escape from it? In other words, how much of a matter of course the given is. It would be the very devil if this were a tiny picture taken from an oblique, distorting angle. This is how everything is connected in this mysterious and beautiful way. Here I've moved, reading with Robin, to the anamorphic world, and I was thinking that for my next episode I was gonna look at the ambassadors and the work of Jacques Lacan on this classic painting, speaking of anamorphosis in painting, and make some kind of connection to the anamorphic. And here I'm just randomly sifting through my old friend's writing, Ludwig Wittgenstein, and what do I come off? Like a reference to anamorphosis in painting. I will repeat. How much of a matter of course the given is. It would be the very devil if this were a tiny picture taken from an oblique, distorting angle. This, which we take as a matter of course, life, is supposed to be something accidental, subordinate, while something that normally never comes into my head, reality. What we neither can nor want to go beyond would not be the world. Time and again, the attempt is made to use language to limit the world and set it in relief, but it can't be done. If the world of data is timeless, how can we speak of it at all? The stream of life, or the stream of the world, flows on, and our propositions are, so to speak, verified only at instants. Our propositions are only verified by the present, so they must be constructed that they can be verified by it. And so, in some way, they must be commensurable with the present, and they cannot be so in spite of their spatio-temporal nature. On the contrary, this must be related to their commensurability as the corporeality of a ruler is to its being extended, which is what enables it to measure. In this case, too, you cannot say, a ruler does measure in spite of its corporeality. Of course, a ruler which only has length would be the ideal, you might say, the pure ruler. No, if a body has length, there can be no length without a body. And although I realize that in a certain sense only the ruler's length measures, what I put in my pocket still remains the ruler, the body, and isn't the length.